10 seconds.
You are now at the threshold of an exciting new listening experience.
It's the Friday 8 o'clock buzz. I'm Andy Moore. Happy Cinco de Mayo. It's my 1-year anniversary this morning of hosting the Friday Buzz. And to celebrate, you may have heard, I'm going to attempt to break a 24-year-old WORT record for most guests interviewed in 1 hour. All right. The record is 71 guests, and it was set by former Friday host Jonathan Zaroff in 1999. Jonathan is here today. In fact, he's playing in the Friday Buzz Orchestra. That's the live music you hear behind my voice right now. Hopefully, behind my voice. We have friends and family listening from all over the country this morning in Louisville, Minneapolis, Portland, Los Angeles, Knoxville, Eden, Utah, and Austin, just to name a few. And you guys out there in Radio Land, you should see the gorgeous crowd. The sun just came out, standing here, ready to be interviewed. We're going to get to 72. Looks like we have enough. But there's one person who is not here with us. She's at this hour on her way back to Wisconsin from Washington, but she surprised us with this voicemail message this morning. Engineer Jim Wilson, will you play that voice message for us now?
Good morning, Andy and WORT listeners. This is Senator Tammy Baldwin. I am so sorry I can't make it there in person for my 15-second interview, but I wanted to congratulate Andy on his first anniversary on the air, and I look forward to being a guest again during his second. Now go break that record.
All right! Thank you, Senator Baldwin. Let's get buzzing. I dedicate this special to the memory of my mother-in-law, the late Margaret Ann McCarthy, who passed away on May 5 several years ago. She would have loved this, but we have the next best thing for our first guest. Hello to Margaret Ann McCarthy's daughter, my wife, Peggy Moore. Peggy, welcome. You're a veteran Madison Public School teacher. What words of support do you have for teachers out there slugging through the final weeks of the school year?
Have fun. Find ways to have fun. Coming into the end, the last stretch, just find ways to have fun with your kids.
Peggy Moore, interview number 1, y'all. We're going to keep it family first, right? Interview number 2. Nice walk on. Thank you. Friday Buzz Orchestra. Betsy Thompson, my sister-in-law, Peggy's sister. Betsy, you're a physical therapist. You do a procedure called needling. How does that work?
We love Andy Moore so much. Needling works. It makes the muscles relax. It's amazing.
Thank you, Betsy. I thought we were going to get too technical there on that. And next time, not so technical. Senate Minority Leader Melissa Agard, who joined me just a couple of Fridays ago. Thank you so much for doing that. We talked about the weed bill, which is going to get a new breath of life. Can we say, a new puff of life. Yes, okay. But this morning I want to ask you, now that you're in leadership, can you think of one example that you've observed since you've been minority leader of bipartisanship?
Yes. This session, we were able to honor the life of Governor Tony Earl. We did that in a bipartisan fashion, and I'm hopeful that we're able to do more as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You got a short walk to work. Thank you. Thank you for your work. Good morning. We're on. We got Will Keneally, our timer here. Thank you, Will, for helping us. And if people go long, what's going to happen?
We're going to blow this whistle, Andy. You'll hear a little...
Okay, so keep people on their toes. I think number 3, Representative Lisa Subeck, District 78. You're co-author of a bill to restore abortion access. What are the main components of that bill?
Sure. So our bill would restore Roe in Wisconsin by repealing our 1849 abortion ban.
What's the bill number?
Oh, shoot.
Okay, it's the abortion bill. Thank you so much, Representative. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to lose count. It's Nina Martinez Rutherford. Oh, our new alder and comedian. I want to ask you, Nina, about your comedy sketch classes. What's up with those?
So we're starting sketch comedy at Lady Laughs Comedy over by the airport. It's like a 6-week course. We are acting and writing and doing a lot of fun things, so it's amazing.
And it's free, right?
No.
No, I am just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, thank you, Nina. Congratulations on your win. Stu Levitan, WRT Vice President, host of Madison in the 60s, working on a new book, Madison, 1932 to 2006. How's it going, Stuart?
It's going great, Andy. I've got 200,000 individual clippings read and indexed. Now all I have to do is boil it down to 150,000 words, 300 illustrations, and I'll be done.
Piece of cake. Stuart Levitan, you all. All right. That was interview number 71, I think. Wasn't it 71, Aaron? I thought so. How we doing, Will? Everybody's doing pretty good. All right, Blues Cruise himself, Dave Watts, thanks for coming down. My friend and neighbor, host of Blues Cruise on WRT. What's up for tonight's show?
Today is the birthday of the late Johnny Taylor, and we will be celebrating that. And the professor, Bill Clark, will be playing some live cuts from the band Little Feat.
Dave Watts, you all. You know, I always wanted a radio voice. You know, I got a voice for television, I think. Hearing Dave's voice on the Friday Buzz, it's confusing, isn't it? Normally I've had a couple of lineies when I hear Dave Watts. Anna Purnell, musician par excellence, part of many local bands, the Vicious Forward Marching Band, Combo Noir. What's your favorite instrument?
The megaphone.
Mine too.
I have 7.
Megaphone collection. Thank you, Anna Purnell. Lisa Marine, welcome. Local senior scenester and musician and bent antenna. What's your most unusual instrument?
I play the singing saw, and if anybody has a gig for me, let me know.
Can you demonstrate right now? Oh my God, I'm disoriented. Thank you, Lisa Marine. That's it. We're learning so much this morning, so much. Evan Guinness, WORT receptionist and former East High teacher. You deserve a big trophy for that. What is open source software?
Well, Andy, it's usually mostly free. You can use it forever. It's a positive way to fix what's bad about tech. Use OpenOffice, not Word. Use matomo.org, not Google Analytics.
Is this a communist running shirt?
Definitely not.
Okay, all right. Okay, so right at home here. Welcome. What number are we on? We're at 11, and it's only 5 minutes to 8. So we're not even on the air yet. This is outstanding. Mary Stoffel, OBGYN, tell us how the abortion ban has impacted your work.
My hands are tied, my mouth has been taped shut, and I'm not able to take care of women the way I should be able to. So fight against the 1849 ban, elect the right people, and support our Supreme Court, our new Supreme Court.
Thank you so much, Mary. And it was so good to have your remarks come after Representative Subeck. Fantastic. All right, we're moving right along here. Gary Feast is the former record czar of Madison, former owner of Sugar Shack Records. What are you doing with all your newfound free time, Gary?
Oh, listening to Friday morning radio shows and making suggestions to the host. Like I listened last week, and I think what you need is an outro song. And I think the shortest bluegrass song of all time would move right into Chris's show just before you say aloha makamaka.
Oh, good pronunciation. I got to ask you one more question. This was your first record store day where you weren't selling records. What was that like?
Oh, it was great. I got to go around to all the other record stores, including 2 that I'd never been to before. So that was a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, Gary Feast. Thank you, Friday Buzz Orchestra for the walk-on music. Everybody gets walk-on music. Casey Lucchini Butcher. Founding Director, Rebecca M. Blank Center for Campus History. This is such a great, worthy project, and relatively new, as I understand it. What's the next big project after the current one? Current one is called Sifting and Reckoning, I think.
Yep. So we are doing more. So more history about the university. We're doing podcasts, walking tour, more educational things, and you might see the Sifting and Reckoning exhibition coming back. Stay tuned.
We're making news this morning on the Friday Buzz. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, band. I see Jonathan Zaroff is here. Security. Jonathan Zaroff is here. We need security. Calling security here. Let's keep it rolling here. Chuck Hendrickson, passionate birder. He leads bird walks in the Arboretum. Oh, and a beautiful. Are those storks or what are those on your shirt?
All kinds of shorebirds.
Long beak. What bird is in season right now?
They're all coming now. They're migrating in, and you can see a new bird every day. It's so exciting.
I love your enthusiasm. Thank you, Chuck. Yes, thank you, Friday Buzz Orchestra. Jason Compton, producer, Madison Shakespeare Company. What's new in Ye Olde Theater?
So June 3rd and 4th, we're bringing Lovers in June out to Tyranina Brewing Company in Lake Mills, and on July 14th, we open 12th Night. Some of you know it as What You Will. For a couple of your listeners, it's Whether You Like It or Not.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for being a part of the Guest-a-Thon 2023. Our next guest is Jenny Bastian. You may know her as the Director of Communication. Of Communication. Good to see you, Jenny. Tell our audience what Communication is up to.
Okay, Communication is a nonprofit, all ages, sober arts and music venue. We have live music Saturday night. We have a free Fix-It Day and Mending Day event on Saturday. We provide all ages of programming for young people and old, and we want you to come see us. We have a fundraiser happening online.
Fantastic. I'm particularly interested in how much you're working with youth. Anything come to mind specific to that right now?
You know, right now we are mainly focusing on our fundraiser and building up our cash flow so we can do more arts programming. We need people to focus on public policy to fund the arts in our state.
Thank you, Jenny. My band debuted a project at Communication, and it was a thrill. Thank you. Communication is a beautiful place. Courtney Bilek, my arts director of facilities. Want to make sure I get the of part. Youth Arts Organization. What's lined up for this summer?
Well, we have a lot of programming coming up at the Madison Youth Arts Center, and we're building community just like you are today. We have community programs in the summer from the youth choirs and from the children's theater and drum power and music makers and all sorts of other stuff coming. So keep an eye on our announcements.
What's your webpage?
MadisonYouthArts.org.
All right, thank you so much, Courtney. Here's a friend. Here's your friend. Here's the festival's friend. It's Catherine Davey, chair of the Marquette Waterfront Festival, and we've got the Waterfront Festival schedule right here. What's going on, Catherine?
Yeah, come kick off summer with us on June 10th and 11th at Yarra Place Park. We've got 2 stages of great music that's some of it's programmed by our favorite DJ Andy Moore. We've got food carts. We've got craft beer and wine. We've got the Dandelion Dash on Saturday morning, and everyone's favorite, the Fool's Flotilla. It remains free and fabulous thanks to our great sponsors. WORT has been our longtime media sponsor, and it's hosted by Marquette Neighborhood Association.
Thank you, Catherine. The headliner on Saturday night is The Rumble from New Orleans, and on Sunday, The Heavy from the United Kingdom. Make sure you come down, and Josh Hardy is with us now. He's my next guest. Josh is an old friend of the station's, one of Madison's most well-known acoustic musicians, and he also booked the Cottonwood stage at the Waterfront Festival. Who's going to be on the Cottonwood this year, Josh?
We've got the Old Soul Society, we've got Tani Jacquete, we've got Allison Mahal, Jennifer J. Nicely, the Genevieve Hayward Band, Ryan Jacobs, the Broken Boards, the Carrie Morin Duo, and that's it.
Josh Hardy, you all, what a nice guest interview that was. I enjoyed it. It lagged a little bit in the middle, but we got through it. I'm just having a little bit of that good cargo coffee. It's the Friday 8 o'clock buzz. I'm Andy Moore. If you're just tuning in, I'm attempting to break the 24-year-old record of interviewing 71 guests in 1 hour with Jason Shaw's help. Thank you, Will Keneally, our timer and official interview counter. His clicker is on 20. What time is it?
It's close to 7:15.
I think we're at a pretty good pace. Isthmus Hardware is represented this morning. Always good to talk to hardware man. Jason Shaw, going in your new, your 2-year-old location, right?
Just down the street.
Right back downtown. What is the number one selling product at Isthmus Hardware?
Hardware. Nuts, bolts, screws, a lot of plumbing, electrical.
What's the one you sell the most?
The one I sell the most, spackling, because they're in a college town. They keep breaking the drywall.
Jason Shaw, Isthmus Hardware. Well, how could we do it without you? Loving it. Charlie Ryan recently retired yesterday. Our next guest just recently retired. What are you even doing up now? Wait. Oh, Charlie. Oh, man. And so you're up. Can we busk on State Street?
Yeah, I figure they can pay you to play, and they'll pay me not to play.
It's a deal. Charlie Ryan, everybody. We're going to do that. Nicole, did you just come up here from New Orleans?
Via Chicago, yes.
But, 2 days ago you were in New Orleans, weren't you?
A few days ago I was celebrating Dan Kerr's 75th birthday.
It's so good to see you. Nicole is former 9th District Alderperson, a very productive WRT, former producer of the Breakfast Special, which really gave birth to the idea of the Friday Buzz and the Daily Buzzes. The Breakfast Special was our mothership. I remember that show so well. What have you been doing since you moved to Chicago?
Well, something that I've been doing since WRT, 256-2001. Do you give us some money? I've been fundraising for so many different organizations down in Chicago. You got me saying New Orleans, but it's Chicago.
So you're a fundraiser in Chicago. All right. It's so great to see your smiling face up here. I'm going to give you a hug. All right, Nicole, you're right. Keep the good times rolling. Hello, John Morgan. This is awesome. I've never done an interview with this. He's not a stand-up comedian. He's a sit-down comedian.
Kept telling me to sit down, so I became a sit-down comedian.
Give me that whole line again.
I used to be a stand-up comedian, but they kept telling me to sit down, so now I am a sit-down comedian.
You got to get work however you can get it. John Morgan. Here's a quick joke.
What do polar bears eat in their old age?
What do polar bears eat in the old days? In their old age. What?
Seals on wheels.
What?
Seals on wheels.
Seals on wheels. That works for me. Thank you, John Morgan. Thank you so much. The first sit-down comedian we've ever met, Kelsey Brannon, Director of Radio at UW-Madison, WSUM, the Snake on the Lake. What's going on down there, Kelsey?
We're gearing up for summer programming, getting students ready for exams this week, and then, we've got a brand new summer schedule coming up. Tune in.
We want everyone to tune in to WSUM at 9:01 this morning. And be sure, thank you so much, Kelsey. John Nichols, our comrade from The Nation and the Cap Times, you've recently co-authored with Bernie Sanders, It's Okay to Be Angry About Capitalism. How long has it been on the New York Times bestseller list? And give us a 10-second synopsis.
Well, Andy, first off, I'll tell you, it's been on the New York Times bestseller list for the better part of 10 weeks. And the synopsis is that we thought people might have to be told it was okay to be angry about capitalism. Turns out they're actually quite angry about capitalism. And the only person on our first week out, we were at number 2. The only person ahead of us was Prince Andrew. So we've got the title for our next book.
It's okay to be Prince Andrew?
No, it's okay to be angry about the monarchy.
All right, John Nichols, The Nation and Cap Times. Thank you for sharing that with us, Dean, a WORT Board of Director. And this is going to be the easiest question you've had in your entire life because you've been answering it almost every day for the last 2 months. How can one become a member of the WRT Board of Directors?
Thank you. Yes, there are 5 open seats, which are unusual, and you have to be a member of the WORT community like everybody here. It means you got to be a listener sponsor, which means you send money, or you have to be a volunteer, which there are over 300, so there are thousands of people eligible to run for the board. Go on the website, read the materials, fill it out. It helps to know a lot about financial statements, how to read them, but you don't have to. We'll teach you. Also about policy development and some management experience because the WORT board has some management responsibilities. So go on the board and run. We've got 5 slots available.
Thank you, Dean. I was going to cut Dean off, but since he's on the board, I didn't want to lose my job. So I was just listening patiently. I hope that I was courteous. I think I'm still good. Jeanette DeLoya, my friend forever, how does it feel to be able to call Madison home?
Oh, so where else anybody gets to be on the who's who of Madison than right here? We love being here. We love you.
Thank you, Jeanette. We love WRT. Oh, thank you so much. Arthur Ross, former pedestrian and bike director for Madison. He's a citizen bicyclist now. What day is it today? Isn't retirement great?
Retirement's wonderful, and I have no idea what day it is today.
You look it. Oh, did you bicycle down? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I got to have a little more coffee. My next guest is perfect because that's a children's song, kind of. Bicycle Guy, but it's also it's a twofer though. It's a twofer because you guys are so brilliant. It's a bicycle song, but it's also a children's song. Ken Swift is a retired Madison public school teacher from over at Lapham School. How did Andy help Ken get his hat back? Ken's wearing a very special hat.
Yes, I lost my hat coming back from Rock Island. Big gust of wind took this hat off and threw it to the winds. I was all done. By the time, though, Christmas came along, this guy snuck into our house and put this other hat on the back of the Christmas tree. I didn't know. My other family knew because they were moving around. There it was. The hat was there, and that's why you are a very important community member.
Oh, thank you. When I swam all the way out into the Green Bay to get that. So, thank you, Ken. Thank you. All right, my next guest, Jason Joyce, the publisher of Isthmus. The May issue came out yesterday, and only a publisher like Jason would actually drive that stuff around and deliver it himself. That's dedication. You're a man of the people. What's in the May issue?
We have a fantastic cover story that is about the Bad River Reservation and the Enbridge pipeline in a really interesting way that the Ojibwe in northern Wisconsin are fighting the pipeline. But we also have a really fun story about UW students who are learning how to become social media influencers, and a story that's really near and dear to me, a great story about a soccer coach on the east side who I think people will love to hear about.
It sounds like a great issue. Jason Joyce, publisher of Isthmus, thank you. We're just munching through this. Speaking of Isthmus, here is longtime editor Judy Davidoff. Judy has edited many of my pieces and made everyone readable. So first, I should thank you for that. What do you have in this month's issue?
So I actually have done a column on ChatGPT, a new form of being able to chat technology. You just ask a question, it creates news briefs. There are lots of warts with it, and we shall see. There's big fear that it's going to replace journalists, but I don't think that's coming very soon.
I'm relieved. So, thank you. Keep up the good work, Judy. Judy Davidoff, editor at Isthmus. Thank you for coming this morning. Burby, Joe, Burby, Burbach. Thank you for coming, man. We're going to talk to a music impresario now. High Noon Saloon's 19th anniversary is this weekend. It's also Burby's birthday. Burby oversees the entertainment down at the High Noon. And tell us about happy birthday, first of all. Let's get Burby a happy birthday on the air, okay? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Joe. Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's all the time you get. Kidding. No, real quick, what's going on tonight?
19th anniversary of the High Noon Saloon, plus my birthday to boot. 5 bands, 6:30 to midnight. Going to be a good time. We love you. Thank you. Keep doing what you do.
All right, man. Thanks, Burby. Happy birthday, my friend. How we doing? How many interviews have we done? We've done 32. It's 25 after. Okay, Becky Burbach, you're the Birthday Boy's wife and also the Wild Violets rapper. What's happening in Madison this weekend?
Yeah, I just kind of came to wish a happy birthday to Burby and reiterate what he said. Big weekend for birthdays, High Noon, Burby's birthday tonight. My band, the Wild Violets, is kicking things off at 7:30. Also want to have you come back tomorrow for my best friend Alex White's birthday there.
It's birthday weekend. Whose birthday isn't it? I don't think we can sing any more birthdays. Thank you, Becky. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Hello, welcome to the Friday 8 o'clock buzz. Pearl Scudder. I'm just a little dude. Them, and I'm psychic and local musician. What's your most memorable past life?
I'm a little nervous to talk about this because it's usually a third date thing. But in the 40s through late 60s, 1970, I was Janis Joplin, and I remember all of it. And yeah, that's my...
Wow. Well, what was the highlight of being Janis?
I really liked being in the helicopter over, I almost said Coachella, sorry, I'm a little nervous, over Woodstock. That was a lovely view with all the people looking like little ants. I remember that.
And is Pearl your real name?
It is kind of, yeah. It's a chosen name, but yeah.
Because, of course, Janis was known as Pearl.
I was Pearl before I put the pieces together and realized I was Janis, though, so I've been Pearl.
Thank you, Pearl. Only on WRT will you meet Janis Joplin from another life. Thank you. That's impressive. Good morning. Had to get a little drink of water. Isaac Wilkeney, you're an educator. What's your favorite part of being an educator?
Honestly, just being the representation that I didn't see as a kid, growing up like queer, trans, disabled, autistic, having everyone be like cishet, neurotypical, and just being ableist buttholes.
Thank you so much. Those are words of wisdom as the school year winds down for us to take into the summer. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac Wilkeney. My next guest. If you don't know Howard, you haven't lived in Madison for more than a week and a half. Howard Hayes is doing such great work at the Goodman Loft, working with the youth over there. What's on your mind, Howard?
Since I am a Southern boy, of course, Georgia's going to always be on my mind. But along with that, the young folks over at O'Keefe, Whitehorse, and Sherman, I miss y'all. I'll see y'all later on today. And y'all have a good day. Keep on your work, and I'll see you later.
All right, Howard, keep up the good work at Goodman. So many good things going on over there. We're up to 36. Are we halfway there? God, it's almost 8:30, and we're halfway there, folks. Colleen Hayes, East Sider, and a big Maggie Moore fan. What's your favorite thing about Maggie Moore? That's our daughter, by the way.
Gosh, Andy, I'm really glad you asked. My favorite thing about Maggie Moore is her fabulous hair, her great smile. It lights up her room. But most importantly, it's her commitment to community through her work with children and families.
Colleen Hayes, you all, and thank you for your work with children and families too, Colleen. Maggie is listening out in Los Angeles, we think. Maggie, I hope you're having a great morning out there on the deck. It's just as pretty here as it is in L.A., isn't it, Eric?
It's wonderful today, yeah.
And so far, no train noises, too. Eric, you're curiously optimistic. He's a WORT volunteer, works on the kiosk, purveyor of the Curious Circus. What's that?
The Curious Circus is a collection of wooden toys and games that I built that kids and adults alike can play with at festivals like the Wortstock, which is coming up, and the Eakin Park Festival, and just come out and have a good time.
Thank you, Eric. Remind us of what day the Wortstock is.
I believe it's May 25th.
May 25th. May 21st. Thank you, Eric. We better get that right. Mr. Vetter, former county board supervisor, founding member of the Emmy Goldman Co-op. How did you get your name, Eknaton?
So when I was born, it's Guest-a-Thon. When I was born, my head was stuck in the birth canal a little bit, so I was a cone head coming out. And when they saw that, my folks thought of pharaohs. And when they came to Akhenaten, that reminded my dad of this guy who was traveling in a theater troupe with in the 60s, whose name was Guest-a-Thon. They loved it. That's how I got my name. 2 years later, they found out it also means the giver of fire in Hebrew.
Wow, that must be why this card is so warm. All right. Okay, thank you. We'll see you at Wortstock. Dave Devereaux Weber, thank you. We are honored to have you here. We are all here at WRT largely due to a lot of this gentleman's work. President of the board, co-founder. Why do you think we're still here?
Because people still want to have media that talks about their issues and their needs and is not after the dollar in their pocket.
Thank you, David. Thank you, and keep listening. Keep supporting us. Keep working. Public media, community radio, WRT. There could be no better other shoe to drop than Norm Stockwell joining us right now. Norm, along with David, helped make this place what it is. Norm is now with the Progressive Magazine that has a tremendous a Pride issue coming up. But tell us about what that's going to be.
Yeah, our June-July issue is celebrating Pride. It's going to have a lot of articles about gay, lesbian, transgender issues, both from the positive and also looking at some of the attacks, the legislative attacks that are happening around the country and what people can do about them, people organizing for change. And that's really what the Progressive tries to do in all of our issues, to showcase movements for change.
Thank you, Norm Stockwell. That's the June and July Pride issue of the Progressive Magazine. Sam Hoisington, Madison Minutes, which is really catching on. How many subscribers do you guys have now?
We now have 16,000 and something and change subscribers to our free email newsletter.
Tell us how it works and how you can get the newsletter.
You can go to madisonminutes.com to sign up for our free emails, and they are full of news and events details.
Thank you for including us in the minutes, too. Thank you, Sam. Okay, if you're just tuning in, it's the Friday 8 o'clock buzz. I'm Andy Moore, and I'm trying to break the 24-year-old record of interviewing 71 guests in 1 hour. What are we up to? We're up to 43. Oh, my God. Okay. Colin Crowley, one of two banjos in the band Disaster Passport, the Emmy Award-winning band Disaster Passport. Tell us about this band, Colin.
Well, we're a bit of a unique band. We have two banjos, a baritone guitar, and a percussionist, and I'm here representing the members. Mr. Christensen had a prior commitment. He's down picking up a shipment of malachite and rose quartz crystals in Rockford, Illinois this morning, and Luke Bassiner is busy being one of the best art teachers in the Madison Public School District.
Colin Crowley, PBS Wisconsin videographer and editor, and banjo extraordinaire of Disaster Passport, my bandmate, Colin Crowley. All right, thank you, Colin. How we doing, Charlie?
Hey, Andy, we need more people to come down to 118 South Bedford Street, okay?
Yes, I can see the end of the line. That's a little bit disturbing.
Yeah, so can I. 118 South Bedford Street. We needed to come down and be a part of this broadcast because we need to break Jonathan Zarov's record.
So we got a half an hour to go, folks, so don't hold back. Help us break this record. We're not going to go home without the record just because people aren't here.
Andy, ask me a question.
Charlie, how's it going so far?
Hey, we need people to come down at 118 South Bedford Street. Thank you so much. Come on down.
Charlie, put a mustache and a hat on and come back in just a couple minutes. That would be helpful. All right. My next guest is Rachel Punsack, former volunteer. We ought to talk about the future volunteer. How did you start volunteering at the station?
Well, first, I'd like to congratulate you on your 1 year anniversary.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing who you're going to try and usurp next year.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. And volunteering, how did you start?
Well, I was listening to WORT ever since I moved here in the early 90s and heard that number 256-2001 so many times that when I was interviewed for my workplace, I accidentally gave your number, WORT's number, on air. And then Liz D. Novella said, you need to come down here. And I had no experience, but she taught me how to use the soundboard, and I encourage everyone listening to come on down and volunteer at the station.
Starting now, and your first job will be to be interviewed on the Friday Buzz. Thank you, Rachel. 256-2001. You can't call it in, though. You got to come down. Leo Hain, you like reading books. Leo, how old are you, Leo?
7.
What's your favorite food?
Sushi.
Okay, thank you, Leo. Leo Hain, everybody. Are you Emily? Are you related to Leo?
Correct.
Okay, Emily Pop, mom of Leo, a local fashion designer. What's your fashion trend prediction?
Well, I'm really hoping for the return of the brown suit.
Really? Oh yeah. The brown suit. You heard it here first from Emily Pop. Thank you. Emily Pop was a good interview. I thought that went well. I thought that went pretty well. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. Angie Trudell Vasquez, Madison Poet Laureate. Hooray! We got a poem. Okay, take it away.
Okay. They could be sisters. 3 girls with straight waist-length black hair go round and round the circle. They cycle, talk, sing, locks whip in their wake. Sunlight highlights red handlebar streamers. Spinning on 2 wheels, they split, jump curbs, catch air. To fly or flee or speed, perched high and free on a purple banana seat. This is where my power started flowing, on a bike in the driver's seat. The 3 roll on grass when a voice echoes, shouting distance rules, close the drapes.
Angie Trudell Vasquez, Madison Poet Laureate, thank you so much. Dan O'Brien is my next guest. He's an avid concert goer. He's also an attorney. We won't hold that against him. What is your favorite summer festival? And there's a lot to choose from.
Well, I was supposed to say Woodstock, but since Peg Davey and Josh Hardy were here, I think I'm going to call it a tie with Marquette Waterfront Festival.
Thank you, Dan, and we'll see you at both.
One last thing, Rockin' John is God.
All right, Dan O'Brien, you heard it here first. All right, Rockin' John gets a shout out. We have a very special guest. The audience is loving it, so am I. A very special guest just arrived, Governor Tony Evers. Thank you so much for being a part of WORT history.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I have to talk fast, so I'll talk as fast as I can.
Okay, I'll do my best too. But since you're the governor, folks, we could probably give him a minute, don't you think? You're all right. Okay, I know, but you got to get back to work. It's a short walk, but the state budget's in the middle, as you well know, of it's grinding through. The document that you worked on since last summer, it was given to the legislature, and now it's being in committee. Of all of the forward-thinking items that are in that document, what is the item that you feel the most passionate about, or at least one of them?
Yeah, I've got several, believe me. The most important one that I'm passionate about is the issue about school mental health, making sure that our kids are getting the services they need. Also, the idea of having them get free lunches and breakfast. I think that's really important. So nutrition for them, mental health. And I'd say it's also really important for us as a state to take on climate change in a realistic and important way.
Senator Agard, Minority Leader Agard, was on earlier, and I asked her about bipartisanship. Among those things, or maybe even somewhere else in the document, where do you think? Can you give us an example of something that you think might have authentic bipartisan support?
Yeah, I think the Republicans and I know the Democrats believe in mental health for our kids. I think that will make it through the budget. I understand that there's going to be areas that we disagree on, unfortunately, but that's one, the money for mental health for kids, I think, will be in the budget.
I can't let you go from this musical dynasty of WORT without asking you about your own musical career. Ladies and gentlemen, you may not know that Governor Evers has a former life as a rock musician. Tell us about that.
Oh my God! I played bass guitar in Plymouth, Wisconsin. For our band was called the Romeros. We played Friday nights in the Plymouth Youth Center, and we came in third in a Battle of the Bands in Sheboygan. How about that?
That's quite a career.
Career, absolutely.
No wonder you hung it up. You couldn't get any better than that.
I couldn't get any worse than that also.
Governor Tony Evers, thank you so much for coming. Good luck on the state budget. Do you have your veto pen on you?
No, I don't. I keep that in the office. I don't want to lose it.
Under lock and key. Thank you again. We're really honored to have you. Thank you. Oh boy, part of history being made. Governor Tony Evers, thank you. He's walking back to the Capitol now. It's just a short walk. We have to what?
That's 2:30 with the governor.
Oh my God.
You went over. Sir.
Okay. What was that, Will?
You went over, sir. You went 2 minutes 30 seconds with the governor. You got to speed it up.
Okay, we got to speed it up. Okay, all right. Thank you, Will Keneally. Local poet Jody Vandermolen. Do you have a haiku?
Take the mic.
Oh. Never take the mic.
Ooh. I'm a poet. Mays mic check. 2-2. Democracy unfurled. Andy's freak flag flown.
Oh! Haiku! All right, thank you, Jody. That's so good. Oh, it's Kathy, MSD teacher, gardener, dog lover. What kind of dog do you have, and what's your favorite dog park?
I have a Labradoodle named Oliver, and we like Capitol Springs, Token Creek, and Verona. Those are our favorite ones.
You give Oliver a big pat on the head for me when you get home, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right, thank you, Kathy, and thank you for being a teacher. All right. Thank you, house band. Lindsay Lee is with Cargo Coffee. He and his brother brought us coffee this morning. What do you like better, tea or coffee?
Andy, I like tea, and the reason I like tea is it's a more sophisticated beverage, and I'm a sophisticated person with sophisticated taste.
Thank you, Lindsay. I was just telling somebody how sophisticated you are. I don't know about the taste. All right, Lynn Lee, thank you for coming. Man, that beard's looking gorgeous. Oh my, I didn't even recognize you. What are you, tea or coffee?
So my brother set me up. I like coffee because I'm a simple guy.
Yeah, compared to this highfalutin guy, I never knew that he was so snobby. It's like, thank you, Lynn. Cargo Coffee, thank you. Linda Vakunta, Dr. Vakunta, thank you for coming. A big WORT volunteer and DJ, a co-host of Pan Africa, and from the mayor's office. So tell us about your show and what you like to play.
I co-host the Pan Africa radio show, and I love to play music from all over Africa and Pan African influences in other countries.
But tell us when Pan Africa is on.
Pan Africa is on Saturdays, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. We have a wonderful group of hosts, so you can hear all types of music.
All right, Dr. Bakunta, thank you for coming. All right, what number are we on, Will Keneally? We're at 55, and we're still going. Come on over here, Mark. Mark Salzman. Salzy is retired band director at East High School. Mark, why are you here?
I heard there's going to be free beer. Is that not right?
No, that's WSUM. No, that's at WSUM. That's not. This is WORT. Yeah, there's free weed here.
Oh, so no free beer, nothing free donuts.
Thank you, Mark Salzman, former East High director. We have more East High talent here. Greg Rittman is also a retired East High teacher. What is the best part of being retired, Greg?
Oh, Andy, seeing you is one thing. I just started brewing beer, so that's a good one. So, brewing beer and giving that to my friends, so you have some beer in your future.
I noticed you came with Saltzman, so he's with the right guy. Thank you, Greg Rittman. What a good interview that was. Thank you, Greg. It was almost like we rehearsed it. I feel like that almost sounded rehearsed. Maybe too good. I don't know. Hey, it's Mr. Smarty Pants, co-host of Mel and Floyd's Summer Replacement Show. Do people ever recognize you in daily life just like I did?
Strangely, yes, because I'm always talking. But I just want to mention, did you notice the security guy for the governor? He was wearing suspenders and a belt. That is security.
That's security, Mr. Smarty Pants. Always one to notice. Always notices. Sybil Augustine, the musical director, thank you for getting up with the Friday Buzz. I really appreciate that. Why do you think people still listen to the Cotton Pickin' Radio?
Because it's so good.
Sybil Augustine, thank you. Tell us really quickly at Wortstock, May 21.
Yes, at Warner Park with 5 fantastic bands and blues and African and Latin and folk and kid stuff and lots of beer.
No crap on tap. Here we go. We've got Mel. Well, we just saw Smarty Pants. How many narcissists does it take to change a light bulb? This is Mel of Mel and Floyd and Smarty Pants.
Just one. They hold the light bulb and then the earth revolves around them.
Thank you, Mel. Thank you. That's why they're an award-winning radio show. That right there, that kind of quality comedy that comes through, you have to draw it out of them. It took a couple of extra seconds to get that kind of quality. Adrian Rainey, volunteer and outreach coordinator, champion tent setter-upper. Tell us about Madison Summer Festivals this summer.
Well, the WORT tent that you're currently standing under is going to be at all the major summer festivals like Fête de Marquette, Waterfront, Willie Street, Atwood, all of those. And we're actually moving outside of Madison with the tent this summer with the help of our returning events intern, Rory Sterling.
Thank you, Adrienne, and look out for the tents at the festival. That was a great interview. Thank you very much. You're handing me all these things. Daniel Gropner, president of the August Derleth Society, and there's a new book. What's going on with that?
It's called The Paneled Room, The Best Weird Tales of August Derleth. It's coming out on Centipede Press and edited by S.T. Joshi, the best living editor in the world.
Thank you, David. Daniel Gropner, thank you very much. We'll watch out for that book. Oh, Mr. Hetzel. Rob Hetzel is here. Looks like you bike down. If you can say pretzel, you can say Hetzel, former math teacher at O'Keefe. And there's a question here about Jennifer Street Market.
Yeah, Will just wants to know, he misses bossing you around at Jenny Street Market. All right? You did such a great job, but Will misses you at the market.
I appreciate that. And if Will's listening, thanks a lot. And I didn't mind being bossed around by you at all. Well, not that much. All right, Rob Hetzel and Rena Hetzel's here. And this is Rob's wife, fellow East Siders. What are your summer music plans?
We can't wait until all the summer music starts in June, Waterfront, all the way Lafayette and Orton Park and Willie Street Festival. Let's get the music going.
All right. Thank you, Drina Hetzel. Thank you very much. Madison is one heck of a town to live in. Rick Larson is our Friday family here, and he's a high school grad and veteran. What's it like to be the receptionist for the Friday Morning Buzz, Rick?
It's nonstop excitement. It's just one phone call after another, and I get a chance to listen to the buzz, and I get a chance to listen to bluegrass music. This is the most excitement I have in my life, is coming here in the morning and answering the phones.
All right, well, we're glad you do. Thank you, Rick. That was a great interview. What number are we on, Will? What is it? 6? All right, it's quarter two. Jay Davis, engineer at WRT. Thank you, Jay. What's your favorite part about volunteering at WRT?
I've loved being at WART for these last couple of months. I've learned so much in such a short amount of time, and I've met some of the greatest people in Madison of all time. It's been just an amazing experience so far.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for your work. This next guest is, I'm telling you what, I have maybe we do need to call security on this person. This is the former Friday 8 o'clock Buzz producer, Beatrice Lawrence, who took a job this week at Wisconsin Public Radio. That's okay. Yeah, I'm glad people are cheering that. I was getting ready to be a little rocky about that, but we miss you already, Beatrice. What's better, WPR or WRT?
Well, at WPR I get paid, but there's a distinct lack of Andy Moore, so I'd say WRT.
Oh, Beatrice, thank you. You're welcome back anytime. All right, it's good to see you. All right, Tom Jones, we're on the air partly because of Tom's work and errands. How can we stay on the air?
By relying on our volunteers, our really smart engineering staff, and all the people who donate to us.
Thank you, Tom. All of those things are needed. We need all of those things to happen. If you're in the neighborhood, we are getting really close to the dregs here. What number are we on? 69. I haven't interviewed Encore. I see some other faces out there who haven't been on the air yet. We need to keep that mandolin player down the line as far as possible. But we're come on down if you're close by, even if you're walking by. Stop by for a quick interview. Eli produces the Tony Castaneda 8 o'clock Thursday Buzz. He's also a stand-up comic. A lot of people get confused with stand-up and improv. What's the difference?
Yeah, so improv is entirely made up. Stand-up is when you sit at home and write it on your couch beforehand. So, improv, when it's not funny, it's okay because, you just made it up on the spot. Stand-up's a little embarrassing because it was like, I was at home writing this, and now you guys don't think it's funny, so that's hard.
That's when it becomes sit-down comedy. All right, Eli, thank you very much. Keep up the good work on Thursday. Tony Castaneda, happy Cinco de Mayo. And how are you going to celebrate, and where's the band playing this weekend?
Band's playing at Madison's tonight from 6 to 8 with our little combo, and then I'm going to be running over to American Feral Gallery over there by East High because I have an art show, so I got some art showing tonight.
Well, what? I didn't know that you did art. What medium is it?
It's painting, and also there's a pen and ink drawing, and that's why I'm in Madison. I came here to go to art school.
How did I miss? I've always just followed your music career. You think you know a guy after all these years.
I just did security too for the governor, and nothing happened to him. Right? You see, he made it. He did it great.
I think that's going to be a great side gig. Did they run over your feet with the limo or anything? All right. What number? This is 71. Oh my God. Oh wait, this is the Kia. We need your help down here. Okay. Oh, you are. This is so exciting. I gotta swallow hard. Tim, listen. We're tying the record with Tim Britton. He's the sub for Mud Acres, right? For Chris. What's coming up on the show?
Well, it's an honor to tie the record, and shout out to Chris Powers hosting Mud Acres for 40-plus years. Coming up is a tribute to Gordon Lightfoot, some of his songs, and some new stuff, including the new Robbie Fulks Bluegrass album, which, Andy, you scooped us all on by playing it before it was released when you interviewed Robbie Fulks. So nice job.
All right. Thank you so much, Tim. Keep up the good work. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to break the 24-year-old WORT record. I am coming undone here. I mean it. I am coming undone on the year anniversary of Andy Moore doing the breakfast special, the Friday 8 o'clock Buzz. My 72nd and record-breaking guest is the former holder of the most guests interviewed on WRT, Jonathan Zara.
Yeah. Well, this is wonderful and cruel. This is like having Hank Aaron throw out the pitch forever beat his home run record.
I'll tell you what. I got some champagne here for us. We've got champagne. The bubbly is flowing. Jonathan's off, and Andy Moore celebrating and toasting the new WRT record. Jonathan, we couldn't have done it without you. Oh, my brother. Thank you, Jonathan. Cheers. Oh, my God, we did it. And the rest is gravy. We got lots of people to interview still. Thank you, Jonathan. Oh, my God. Doug Holtz is the business development director at WRT. Give us a quick view of the stages at Woodstock.
I can't believe I have to follow that. But at Woodstock on the 21st, Warner Park at noon, we've got Tomato Box with jazz. 1:20 is the Whiskey Farm with Americana. 2:40 is Rebulu with Latin jazz. 4 o'clock, the Bird Dog Blues Band. And at 5:30, our headliner from Chicago, Ugochi and the African Soul Ensemble.
Doug Holtz, thank you. Thank you, Business Development Director at WORT. You know, a lot of business guys are boring. I thought that was a riveting interview. Pretty much. Yeah, you think so, Alan? I do too. Well, I am honored to see this man on this side of the glass, our Friday Buzz engineer, Jim Wilson, who you hear Jim and I mixing it up on Fridays a lot, and here he is. Jim, what do you think about breaking the record today?
I think it's pretty incredible, and I think we're going to crush it.
I do too. Now get back to work. All right. Yeah. All right, Alan Cross, semi-retired teacher. What do you have there?
What do I have here? I have a brown suit because my former student, Emily Pop, said she thought the new style should be the return of the brown suit. So I have one right here. I don't know if it'll fit you, Andy, but it doesn't fit me anymore. You're welcome to have it.
Oh, my God. You talk about perks with the job. Alan, thank you. It's so good to see you. And I have a brown suit. I got a damn brown suit out of this. I'll tell you what, look at this. I think it will. Thank you, Will. We did it. We did it. We did it. Welcome. My next interview, Sarah Welkening, Director of the School Culture and Climate Milestone Democratic School. Why is student voice important?
I think that student autonomy and voice is directly connected to the huge increase in mental health struggles with our teenagers, and really to be able to support students, especially students that are the most underrepresented in our education system, and listen to their voice and prioritize their voice is why I work at the school. And the school is actually designed by students and co-run by students.
Sarah, thank you. Thank you so much. We were hearing from educators this morning saying some of the very same thing. Yay, Holly DeReuter from PBS Wisconsin, a documentary filmmaker. You may know Holly from her work at supper clubs, documenting supper clubs and writing about supper clubs. So, folks, again, only on the Friday Buzz will you get information this golden, because the answer to this question will make your weekend. Where is the best prime rib, Holly?
The Duck Inn in Delavan, Wisconsin.
Thank you, Holly, from PBS Wisconsin. Holly. I'll tell you what, we're coming up on the end here. Jim Wilson, if you don't mind, I'm going to just yak for a second before I talk to this next guest. This has been an incredible morning. We've got about 6 or 7 minutes left. I see we've got a few guests left to interview. Jim, if you could give me a 1-minute warning before we're going to go off the air, if you could tell me that in my ear, I'd really appreciate it, because I want to make sure that I thank all the right people, including my next guest, trombonist, percussionist, clay thrower, former art teacher at West High School, property owner, Airbnb czar, all-around talented guy, a member of the Friday Buzz Orchestra, Phil Lyons. How you doing this morning, Phil? What's on your mind?
I'm doing great, Andy. I'm excited to be part of this, and congratulations on breaking the record.
Thank you so much, Phil. I want to thank the band. I'm so glad that you came down, because we have Dahe, Andrew, Kia, Kat, Jonathan Zaroff, and Phil Lyons. How about a hand, if you're still here, how about a hand for the Friday 8 o'clock Buzz Orchestra? Thank you. Awesome song. Our next guest is very dear to my heart and to yours. Again, if you've been in Madison more than 2.5 hours, you already know him. He's a promoter. He's a label owner. He works all over the world promoting music of all varieties. He's the DJ and the music producer for us on Fridays, which make the Friday Buzz really is hopefully a huge part of your morning, and so very unique. Ankur Malhotra also has a brand new podcast. My brother, tell us about that.
Crossover Frequencies, and yes, WRT is home for not just me, for all of us here. So thank you for making WRT and Madison real and weird. And yeah, Crossover Frequencies. digging into the vinyl library collection half a world away. Monday's Global Revolutions, but then tomorrow I'm hosting one of the co-hosts for the Pan-Africa radio show. So lots of music coming to your ear holes. 89.9 FM Madison.
All right. DJ Spin Cycle, Encore Malhotra. Star. Thank you very much, Encore. Next week, we have a couple of really cool things going on. I'm getting ready to interview another guest here, but I can tell you that next week there was a rumor that a Rolling Stones tribute band was going to be on. I got an email yesterday that these guys pulled out. You know, I said if I wanted to book Chuck Berry, I would have, you know, or George Jones, or those guys that don't show up. But I have an interview with actually a musician. Corky Siegel's going to join me from Chicago next week. This is what you get on the Friday Buzz. This is the kind of crazy, nutty stuff that you get on the Friday Buzz. So Corky Siegel's going to be a great interview. We're also going to anticipate Mother's Day next week. So I reminded you, you got a week's notice, but I'm going to talk with a local author who has written some beautiful essays about motherhood. So that's going to be a lot of fun, too. That's Jesse Loeb. And my next guest is Harry Reid. Where's the car donated? I left a sandwich in the glove box.
I'm hungry. It's a PB&J.
Well, we only have coffee here, don't we? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to definitely find the sandwich. How long has it been in the glove box?
I think about 3 years now.
Okay, all right. Well, Harry, we're going to do our best to find it, and thank you very much. Yes, we appreciate that. This has been quite a. Oh, come on down. Thank you. Thank you. Kat Capillaro, just back from Asheville, North Carolina, a city that you and I both love. Thank you so much. Have you got any art coming up? Any gallery shows?
I do. Tonight I have art at Locomotive, the train on West Washington, and also Weicker Realty on Atwood.
Fantastic. And then you've got a show coming up a week from Saturday.
We are doing all of Exile on Main Street. That's Love and Cup. And I think we'll have Andy Moore on stage as a special guest.
Also, the Lozards will be on that as well, on that show as well. Thank you, Kat. You know, is anybody just getting here that needs an interview? Jim Wilson, keep me honest on time. Good deal. But let me know, Jim Wilson, in my headset when we have a minute left. I think we only have about 2.5 minutes left. Leslie Amsterdam, how much, Jim?
About 3 minutes.
Okay, well, we can slow down. Leslie Amsterdam joins us now. It's so good to see you. Now, thanks for the coffee. All right, what's on your mind?
I don't know. I just heard that this was a cool spot to be in. I love WORT, so I always want to be there for WORT.
I love your braids. Those are long braids. When those are unbraided, how long is your hair? Okay, well, she's indicating where it falls down to, and to give you a hint, she had to turn around to show me. Leslie, thank you so much. This was one of my favorite interviews. Thank you. All right, thank you. All right. Kia Carlin from the Children's Museum. What's on your mind, Kia?
Hey, Andy. Tonight, the Children's Museum is free for everyone from 4 to 8 p.m. for gallery night. And there's a cash bar for grown-ups, but there's also fun for kids. There's live music with Atimevu from playing music of Ghana. There's also an opera singer performing in our giant bucket. I mean, come on. This is a gallery night, like, level up here. And we are giving artist tours to benefit Erica Coiven and Chris Murphy and Jarka, who lost their studio on Park Street. So you come see all the work they've done at the Children's Museum. Bring your kids, bring your grown-up friends. 4 to 8 p.m. free admission tonight.
I don't think, thank you, Kia. I don't think you could do all of that between 4 and 8.
You have given me inspiration. You did 100 interviews in an hour. We can do those things in 4 hours.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Kia. Andrew Rowan, my brother, thank you so much, man. What's going on?
I'm in monkey business tomorrow night, an improv troupe, and I play piano, and they make up songs and whole musicals. And I just signed up to work with Whoopin' Soccer, which is an awesome theater troupe that takes stories by elementary school kids and turns them into short little theater pieces, and it's really good. And that'll be at the My Art Space next weekend.
And where's the Monkey Business Space?
At Atwood East on Atwood. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Andrew.
All right, Andy.
1 minute.
One
okay,
minute.
Dahi, real quick, we got 1 minute.
Hey, I have a question for you.
What is it?
What's the difference between a violin and a fiddle?
You don't have, what is it? You take your shoes off to jump on a violin?
Exactly.
I thought you can spill beer on it. You can spill beer on a fiddle. Hello, 10 seconds. How are you this morning? What's your name?
Ansley. Hi, I'm doing really well. I woke up like 5 minutes ago.
Well, okay. Well, welcome. Thank you. What are you going to do today in 5 seconds?
I'm going to paint. I'm an artist. So.
Okay, thank you for being a part of the Friday Buzz. We're going to go just a touch long because I want to say thank you to some people. Aaron Scholes, I'm going to thank you right here, right now. I'm going to thank you at the end of this outro, too. Hang on a second. I got to get all this together here. Thank you, Charlie. I'll tell you what. What a morning. Aaron got us engineered with all of this. He was also a huge part of the creative team. We got to go. Will Keneally, Adrian, and Doug from WRT staff. Tom Jones, thank you, working the technical end of things. A huge extra thank you to Aaron Scholes, who not only figured out the sound, but also helped us with a lot of these ideas. Thank you to my Friday Buzz family, Jim Wilson and our former producer Beatrice, the Friday Buzz Orchestra, Kia, Dahi, Andrew, Kat, and of course Jonathan Zaroff, the former WORT record holder. 86, thank you, Tony. 86, the former record was 72, you all. I'm getting there. Much love to my brothers Ankur Malhotra and Jim Wilson. Finally, talk director Charlie Pittman. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go like 5 minutes into Mud Acres. Come here, girl. Thank you so much, Charlie, for the inspiration, for giving me this mic a year ago.
Andy, you did a fantastic job today. You've been doing a fantastic job this entire year. Keep it up. We love having you on air.
Thank you, Charlie. Couldn't do it without you. I'll tell you what a morning. I'm going to go home and put my feet up. Jonathan, thank you, my brother. Jonathan Zaroff, thanks, everyone. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a great weekend. You're listening to WORT-FM in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Andy Moore. Have a great Kentucky Derby weekend. Aloha kamaina. 82!
To get more people on, you got to do one interview in a lecture, one interview in a lecture.